The drag system on a fishing reel prevents you from losing lures and fish by limiting the amount of tension that can be put on your line. This could be from a fish pulling hard on your line or you pulling back hard during a hook set. A properly adjusted drag lets additional line out of the reel before the line can break. The drag can also be loosened so that a fish can't pull the rod out of your hands or yank a kid in the water. If you're catching appropriately sized fish for your setup, your drag system won't be activated too much. But sometimes you end up with a much bigger fish than you expected, and your drag system will save you from a broken line and a missed opportunity to catch a huge fish. In this case, I was expecting walleye or perch, but this big drum picked up my lure and took off. If my drag wasn't set properly, it would have easily broken my line, and I never would have found out what it was. You never want to try to reel line in while your drag is letting line out. You won't accomplish anything anyway because you won't be able to reel any line in. It can also create a ton of line twists that will end up causing problems later, or it could cause a tangle in your line and you may lose that fish. Instead, you want to wait until the drag stops going out and then reel as you lower the rod tip down. Pull back without reeling and then lower it again and reel. This can take a while, but it's an essential technique to catch fish that overpower your setup. On a spinning reel, the drag system adjustment is usually on the top of the reel or occasionally on the bottom. Rotate the drag clockwise to tighten the drag, which applies more pressure and requires more force to pull out extra line. Rotate it counterclockwise to loosen the drag and make it easier to pull line out. Most spinning reels have an audible drag system so you can hear when it's activated. On a spincast reel, there's typically a small wheel on top. Push it to the right to tighten the drag or left to loosen it. On a baitcaster, the drag generally looks like a star and is at the base of the reel handle. On some reels, a clockwise rotation will tighten it, and on others, clockwise will loosen it. On this reel, a clockwise rotation loosens the drag, and counterclockwise tightens it. To set the drag properly, you can tie your line to a heavy object, pull back on the rod like you're fighting a large fish, and lift up or walk backwards. The drag system should let line out well before the line breaks. A more precise way to do this is to hook your line to a scale and pull back with your rod bent. Your drag should start letting line out when you apply about 1/3 to 1/2 of your line weight. With 12-pound line, the drag should let line out when you apply about 4 to 6 pounds of pull. Good luck fishing and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.